All right, here's a good question in trigonometry where it's, I guess, pushing the point that it doesn't matter what the sides, the lengths of the sides of an angle, of a triangle are. It's just all about the angle. So here they give you a question then, and they want you to find sine, cosine, tan, but they don't give you any points. All they give you is an equation of a line that this angle theta is in, and they give you what quadrants it's in. So maybe to understand a little bit, here's a quadrant, and then here's the equation of a line. And I don't know where this one will be. It'll probably be something like that. So there's our line, and it's in quadrant 4. So what I need to do is on that line come up with some kind of a point so that I have an x and a y value. Once I have an x and a y value, then I can use Pythagoras to figure out the r, or the radius. Okay, so what I do is I just pick any number I want for x or y. So why don't we pick, say, like, I don't know, 2. Let's see if that'll work. So I put a 2 in for x. So 2 times 2 plus 3y is equal to 0. Okay, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 plus 3y is equal to 0. And then I move the 4 over to the other side. So it'll be 3y is equal to negative 4. And then I'll divide by 3. So y is equal to negative 4/3. Okay, so when x is equal to 2, y is equal to negative 4/3. So if I go over 2, then how far I have to go down to get that point will be negative 4/3. So let me just write that point. 2 and negative 4/3. So there I have an x and a y value. Uh, Now, what I'm wanting to do, in order to find sine, cosine, tan, I need to find y over r, x over r, and tan is y over x. Oh, I already have a y and an x value. Let's start with tan. Let's do tan first. Okay, so tan theta is equal to y over r, or y over x. And they say that y, I found it to be negative 4/3 divided by x, which is 2. So there's my value of tan theta. The problem is it looks like it's a complex fraction, so maybe I should simplify it a bit. Not maybe I should simplify this a bit. So negative 4/3 divided 2, I can rewrite like this. And then and this is the same as 2 over 1. And then this would be negative 4/3 times 1 over 2. And so when I multiply this together, it would be negative 4 over 6. And if I simplify that, it'll be negative 2/3. Now, it doesn't matter what value you plugged in for x there. This is what you're going to get for tan theta, is negative 2/3. Okay, so I did that because I had an x and a y value. But to get the other two ratios, I need to figure out what r is. So if these are my x and a y value, I can figure out r. So 2 and negative 4/3. I have to remember that. Okay, so x is 2, y is negative 4/3. Is that right? Yeah. All right, so to find r, I can use Pythagoras. So Pythagoras is r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. R is what I'm looking for. X is a 2, so 2 squared plus negative 4/3 squared. Negative 4/3 squared. So this would be 4 plus, okay, negative 4/3 squared. So negative 4 squared would be 16, and 3 squared would be 9. Okay, so r squared is equal to 4 plus 16 ninths. Oh yeah, what's that? Let's see. Oh, I can change this so it's a 9, a ninth. So 4 is the same thing as 36 over 9. Hopefully that's right. Plus 16 over 9. So r squared is equal to, that'd be 52 over 9. 52 over 9. And now if I square root both sides, so r is equal to a plus or a minus. It's actually not minus because an r is always a radius, so it's always a positive value. So positive root 52 over the square root of 9, which is 3. So there's my r value when x and y are 2 and negative 4/3. So there's r. So now I can, I could probably simplify that, you know that? I'm just thinking 52, 4 will go into that. So I could rewrite that as root 4 times root, is that 13? Over 3. So square root of 4 is 2, so it'd be 2 root 13 over 3. That's a better thing to work with for r. Okay, so now that I know what r is, now I can do my sine and my cos. So sine theta is y over r. I just found r to be this, 2 root 13 over 3. And y, up top there, was negative 4/3. So negative 4/3. Okay, this is looking a little ugly. 2 fractions. Let's do that same thing. So negative 4/3, and I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of this. I'm just skipping a step there. So the flip of this would be 3 over 2 root 13. Oh, the 3's will cancel. And 2 goes into 4 twice. So I'll have negative 2 over root 13. Now that looks pretty nice, but one of our rules was don't have a radical on the bottom. So I'm going to rationalize that. So negative 2 over root 13. That's 13, that's not a negative, it's just 13. So I need to times both top and bottom by root 13. So I'm going to get negative 2 root 13 over root 13 times root 13 is root 169, which is 13. Again, I can't cancel these two. I'd love to, but one's inside, one's outside of a radical, no canceling. Okay, so there's sine. So I've got, that's not 10. 10 is right there. And I've got sine right there. Now my last thing to do will be cosine, and it's the same game. So cos theta is x over r. Put a line here. X from above there was 2 over the radius was 2 root 13 over 3. 2 root 13 over 3. Again, complex fraction. Let's multiply by the reciprocal of this. So 3 over 2 root 13. The 2's cancel. So I get 3 over root 13. And then I have to rationalize. So 3 over root 13. I'll multiply both top and bottom by root 13. So on the top I'll get 3 root 13. And on the bottom, root 13 times root 13 is positive 13. Can't cancel anymore. One last check. I know that cosine, when I look in this quadrant here, right down here in quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, the cosine in this quadrant should be positive because it's to the right. Sine, since it's down, should be negative. And tangent is a combination of those two, so tangent should be negative. Let's just check our signs. So tangent here, I got to be negative. It should be that. Sine was negative, and that's, I think, what I said. Yeah, sine's negative. And lastly, cos is positive, and yeah, we thought cos should be positive. Okay, hopefully that helps you in solving that question. Lots of things going on. The key thing is just picking any number you want for that and solving for the other one, and then you'll have an x and a y value that you can plug in. Turns out that in this question, I probably should have plugged in a number like 3. If I'd have plugged in a 3 plus 3y equals 0, then I get 6 plus 3y equals 0. That's a y. And move the 6 over to negative 6, and I get y equals negative 2. So if I had used an x value of 3 and a negative 2, I might have saved myself a little grief down below here when I had those complex fractions. However, it doesn't matter what numbers you choose there, you're going to come up with the same ratios if you simplify. Okay, hopefully that helps.